Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com here with Ron, Al, Jovan, Chris, Al Ninos, and Jay Briggs. I don't know if Zwacky's showing up or not after Degenerate Friday. He's probably still counting all his money. What a day it was. I mean, really, I think it was the most we ever won on the show. Like, as far as like me putting my bets in while we're doing the show, it was definitely the most money I ever won while doing the show. Casually, just degenerately betting alternate spreads. I enjoyed every minute of it. I love alternate spreads. I think today's a great day for alternate spreads. I'm going to give out a ton on today's show too. Ron, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Excited for a big card. This is our first really big card of the season. So college football, college hoops, NHL, big card in the NHL and NBA. So let's get going.
A little muted card in college hoops. Tomorrow, I think, is a bigger day in college hoops. But we got Gonzaga, Kentucky tomorrow. And
Yep.
along with a lot of those tournament finals will be tomorrow. And then
Yep.
Monday, we'll have more degenerate betting on the show because we got daytime weekday sports. So
Oh yeah.
that just means, we'll be betting like crazy. Because what we did is, those of you that missed yesterday's show, we took all our Derrick Henry money that we loaded up on the Titans on the money line on Thursday, and then we smacked him at halftime at plus 350 again. I ended up plus $7,000 on that, and we took the $7,000 yesterday and we bet it on alternate spreads in college basketball with Ruffalo and Zwacky. It took us an hour and 54 minutes to do it, but we did. We bet it, and then we hit again yesterday. So we're going more alternate spreads today. Yeah, I'm gonna buy me a boat. Ron, Al, how's it going? Big Al, welcome to the show. This is the last two shows have honestly been, and I enjoyed doing all the shows and everything like that. But the last two shows, I have to say, I've enjoyed really as much as any shows we've ever done.
Well, I mean, I think today's card is maybe my favorite card in months and months. I've got 25 plays today.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy. I've got 8 in college basketball. I've got 3 in the NBA, 1 in hockey. I've got 13 plays in college football, and I may end up still adding the 26th or 27th if I get the numbers, or if some players get if I get clarity on some player injuries. But it's the best card I've seen in an awful long time.
Well, we got 99,000 subscribers now, so maybe 99 plays for you next week when we hit 100. Jovan, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Just another day, another big Saturday. Listen, I got football lined up, and I'm gonna put in some some basketball. I haven't even gotten to. I have the games that I want, but I just want to narrow it down, check, dot my I's, cross my T's, and gotta load them in.
Chris, it was a special week, the cheese, it's about as good as it gets. And then I got to say, I also, so Al doesn't have a daily package where it includes all 25 plays, but if you get his 3-day or his weekly, you'll more than get your money's worth this week. That's for sure. With 25 plays, but, yeah, I mean, yesterday was amazing. I think we have a lot of opportunity again today to do some more degenerate betting. I've been enjoying it, and it's been super profitable for us. I mean, it all started with number 22 running right down the throat of the Packers defense, and we're just riding it till the wheels fall off. I didn't see, what do you got going on today?
Today, it was a little bit. It's a little bit of a harder card for me to navigate to. There was a lot of stuff I liked, and then it was kind of stuff I was on the fence on. Some stuff I went with, some stuff I left to the side. Hopefully, I picked the right ones. But either way, today, like you said, a loaded card. Looking forward to tomorrow with some NFL.
How's the bankroll looking today after yesterday's? I mean, we left them in the dust yesterday. I mean, that was epic.
Looks like a nice big bag of nacho cheese. I'll tell you, it looks pretty good right now. So.
I think Oklahoma State is, hating the ass slapping they were doing in the first half against UCF there, or what?
Oh my! I'm sitting here and I'm watching the game. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean, there's still time; they'll still come back. And then I'm like watching the big man from Oklahoma State get blocked in the paint, and I was like, oh, Uh-oh.
They were mad.
They were a little angry or a little bit.
They might have had the
Friday.
alternate line. They might have had the alternate line. They're like, I know we're big dog here, but I'm laying points here. We got to do something. And then it looks like it's going to be the 1 point win, and we're going to be screwed. And then the late meaningless foul, the 2 in, and nothing back in the other end. It's like how you draw it up on the telestrator. Al Ninos, how you doing today?
Didn't have that big D-Gen Friday day you guys did, but I do like today's card, so definitely looking forward to today. I'm obviously NFL coming up tomorrow, but focusing on today, few sports with a solid card.
Well, Jay Briggs, the last time I saw you, we were watching Derrick Henry throw a touchdown pass against the Packers, and we were talking about how what an Aaron Rodgers second half miracle would happen. I said only if he comes in and decides to play linebacker and can stuff the hole, to tackle Derrick Henry. It did not happen, but
yeah,
you had the over there in the second half, so you did get that.
Yeah,
but,
the over. I had over full game.
Big money line payer.
Yeah, I had over full game and the over second half, so it saved my bankroll in that one. Derrick Henry, I'm done betting against them, man. Dude, if y'all hear me say anything about fading the Titans again, man, just
Titans and
Vikings,
Vikings,
don't do it.
The Titans and Vikings. I mean, they've been the bastard child of our NFL show, but man, they just keep on cashing. And we've got some teams. We've got a team like that today in early action. So let's take a look at today's card.
Crazy
got
NBA
another
action
team
last
that's
night,
exactly in the same boat as them, and they've done the same thing, and they just continue to cash. We got UCF and Navy, Army, UConn, Liberty, Virginia Tech, Vandy, Florida, Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, Indiana, Pitt, Duke, Purdue, Northwestern, Nebraska, Wisconsin, and that bastard stepchild TCU against Baylor. I mean, you want to talk about a team that gets zero respect. I say alternate line all day, man. Lay 100 in this one. Texas A&M, UMass, Florida State, ULL. Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, you mentioned lay 100. You might have to lay 100 with Texas A&M today. I like the Aggies laying the points. UMass on the road, we know they're just not a very good cover team on the road, and I got to give them credit. They look decent against Arkansas State. I'd say they're making improvements. Even though they only have one win this season, I think their program is going in the right direction. But going up against a frustrated Texas A&M team, this is just a really bad spot for UMass. Their third straight road game with no bye weeks in the middle of those, so just 3 straight travel weeks. I got to take Texas A&M and lay the big number.
I gotta say, I'm on the opposite side there. I'm going UMass money line if I can find it. Texas A&M is fully capable of beating themselves. You don't have to worry about who they're playing. I mean, they are terrible. It's a team that's quit. When you have teams that quit, anything's possible. And it's like I am a fan of a team that has quit before, and I've seen it. And it's like it's more than possible. And then they start talking about maybe we eat this 80 million. Big Al, what do you think?
I'm going to go against the red hot Connecticut Huskies. They've covered 7 in a row. They're off 3 straight home wins. Now they're playing on the road against Army, but road teams are now 41-75 ATS if they're off 3 straight covers at home. I think this is a horrible situation for Connecticut. I'll lay the 10 points with Army.
Jovan.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Duke in this one. I'm gonna take the points. I just like what they got going on. Winners of 3 straight. So it's against the BC, Miami, and Virginia Tech, but Pittsburgh's nothing to write home about. They did smack around Virginia 37-7 last game, but I think they keep it within the point spread, which is I believe at 7 right now, and might get the outright victory. So Duke for me.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Illinois plus the points against Michigan. It's a low total. And anytime you see a low total with a big point spread on it, I gotta think I'm gonna take the underdog here. I do think points are gonna come at a premium in this one. And at 17.5, I could easily see a 27-10 win for Michigan. Illinois sneaking in the back door. I think there's just too many points to give up to that Illinois defense. I know Blake Corum's probably going to have himself a field day here, but I don't know. I think it's just going to be a lower scoring game. So I like the points with Illinois in this one.
Al Niños.
Yeah, I agree with Duke. I like that one, but the other game Chris mentioned was that Illinois-Michigan game. I really like the under there, as he said, should be a good defensive battle in that one. And a slighter lean to the over in the TCU Baylor game.
I like that under. I didn't even think about that. Jay Briggs.
As our Texas resident, I'm going to go to the big one. Come on now. We got to take TCU. The Sharps are all over Baylor, and they get slaughtered today. I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. This TCU team has been in tough games all season, and they just continue to win football games, and they win this one. If this one wasn't so early, I would have went to this one. It's only like 45 minutes away. It's too early for me, though. Give me TCU. They continue rolling. They're trying to get in the playoffs. TCU has been slighted since the playoffs has started. Trust me, I'm as a Texas fan, I know when they first started, TCU had some teams that could have made it, and they didn't let them in. I think this program is a really good program, and they get it done here today. Give me the Horned Frogs.
TCU is a big money program too, a big money program on the inside. And it's not like the outside, like the Texas, where it's like all these people betting on Texas, all that Texas money screwing up, all the lines and everything. TCU is a different story here, and they're the opposite end of the spectrum. And these guys have a major chip on their shoulder after 2015 when they got on the outside looking in. Ohio State got in instead of them. And Ohio State ended up winning the national championship to make it even worse out of TCU's spot. They said that TCU and Baylor had split the votes that year of the Big 12 teams, kind of like when Ken Dorsey and Willis McGahee split the Heisman votes and Carson Palmer won it, of all people. Just horrible situation. And TCU this year, they're leaving no doubt. Baylor has been terrible in the big games this year. They have been absolutely crushed in every meaningful game against good teams. Oklahoma State, Kansas State. These guys lost to West Virginia and BYU. They're going to get slaughtered in this game. I laid 9.5. You're getting plus 233 on your money. That's as high as they would let me go. I think this is a 30-point game. I do not see it here. Baylor is a one-dimensional team, and we saw what they did to Bijan last week in Texas. I mean, he couldn't run against them. How in the hell are these guys going to run against them? They couldn't run against BYU. Good luck. This Frogs team is for real, and they are balanced. And when you have a team that wants it more, we saw it against Texas last week. These November games in college football, who wants it more? Who wants it more? And this TCU team, they're hearing it from all the people. Like some of these guys in 2015, they might have been fans of the team back then, of that TCU team in 2015. But it runs throughout. And believe me, I've been on a team that's been slighted. I've been a fan of a team that's been slighted. In 2001, Miami beat Florida State head-to-head, finished with the same record, even though their loss came earlier in the season. And Florida State went to the national championship game and lost to Josh Heupel in Oklahoma. And believe me, the next year they came out, they were a buzzsaw. They won 39 in a row after that. They were so mad. I could see this one getting way ugly. And not because Baylor is that horrible or anything like that. It's just if there's a bad home spot, this is probably it. Anyways, go to our next set of games. I'm excited for that one. Go to our next set of games. We've got Rice against UTSA. Everybody knows I've never won a bet I have made on Rice in my entire life in any sport. West Virginia against Kansas State. I wish James Clark was here to talk about that one. Arizona versus Washington State. James Madison against Georgia State. East Carolina against Houston. Interesting game. Arizona State against Oregon State. Arizona State basketball doing a nice job. I don't know how good their football team is going to be. App State against ODU. Notre Dame, Boston College. Those games are always freaking close, and Boston College usually wins. Kentucky against Georgia. Louisville versus NC State, Troy ULM, Kansas, Texas. Will they fire Sarkisian if they lose this game? To drop to 6-5. I think there's a good chance that there will definitely be rumblings of it. They didn't sign up for the Liberty Bowl. That's for damn sure. Rutgers versus Penn State, Southern Miss versus South Alabama, Clemson against Miami. We're going to get slaughtered. Middle Tennessee against Florida Atlantic, Maryland, Ohio State, Charlotte, La Tech. Ron, you got a lot of games to pick from.
Yeah. I'm going to go with my favorite total for the week in college football. That's the under in the Oregon State, Arizona State game. Right now it's at 54, 53.5 at a few spots. So just shop your number. But when you look at both of these teams, believe it or not, they're actually quite efficient in terms of pass defense. Oregon State and Arizona State. Right now, the Beavers are, let me see my numbers here. I know they're both in the top 30, I believe, in the pass efficiency defense. So, and Oregon State's been fantastic against the run as well. The last 5 games that they've played, giving up 100 yards or less on the ground, only giving up 3.9 yards per carry. So where the offense comes from Arizona State, I'm not sure, but I do think Arizona State's defense can hang in there. Like I said, a pretty decent pass defense as well from them. And I think it's just going to be a low-scoring game. I think both teams are going to try to run the football. I don't think Arizona State's going to have much success on the ground. So I'm going to take the under. I think we see plenty of tackle for losses and some sacks as well. So give me the under in that one.
You think if UMass beats Texas A&M, they fire Jimbo Fisher and eat the 80?
I think if UMass beats Texas A&M, they should just not. I think they should get rid of the program entirety.
I think it's a definite possibility. I would say it's a definite
I guess anything's possible, but I think that'd probably be the most shocking upset I've ever seen.
There's been way bigger point spreads than this where the dog is.
Yeah, the point spread wise, but to me, it's just I don't know.
Well, you have a Texas A&M team that can't score points, right? Against a UMass team that kind of can score points. I don't know. All it's going to take is a turnover and a stop, and they probably win. Big Al, what do you think of these games? A lot of good ones in this slot.
Yeah, a lot of good ones. I'm trying to decide which one to use. Let's. What the hell? How about Appalachian State, Old Dominion? The Monarchs. They scored just 3 points last week versus James Madison. They were shut out the game before that versus Marshall. But road teams off back-to-back losses in which they scored 6 or less points. They've gone 43-22 ATS and conference games. Lines up to 16.5 right now. I'll take the points.
Jovan.
Yeah, gonna look at this this K-State West Virginia game. I'm going with the home dog in this one. It's a little over a touchdown. I think 7.5. No Adrian Martinez, I believe. That's the last that I saw in it. And yeah, K-State needs him in order to do some things. I don't really like that backup situation is okay because he's been in there before, but I just think in this spot going into Morgantown, it's not a good look. So West Virginia's a live dog as far as I'm concerned, man. They could outright this one. So give me West Virginia, and I'm gonna throw out BC also going into South Bend. They've been known to do it before, and I think this is a situation where they might do it again. It's at plus 20.5. Yeah, you might want to put a little bit of something on the money line in this one also. So give me BC.
I bet $250 on the money line at plus 975 this morning on Boston College. I like they are a live dog in that spot. Yeah. They always win there.
They've done it a handful of times in this rivalry. So it's I wouldn't be surprised.
There's been worse Boston College teams that have beaten Notre Dame in this spot. Way worse than this.
A couple of them, yeah, a couple of them.
Do you think it's that like Boston College really sees it as this battle of the Catholic schools or whatever, and Notre Dame just sees it as another game? Do you think that's what it is, and it just bites them in the ass every time?
Yeah, but this Notre Dame team is not loaded for beer. Let's just say that, especially on the offensive side. And past better Notre Dame teams have fallen to lesser BC teams. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, I've seen it year and year. I mean, I saw that this morning. I was like, I just thought it was worth the play, especially since we're playing with Derrick Henry money still. Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that as well. I like Boston College. I mean, they seem to have found a spark with Emmett Moorhead, at quarterback. Phil Jurkovich. I don't know if he got benched or if he's injured, but either way, they switched to Emmett Moorhead and threw for 330 yards against Virginia. And now, you got a Notre Dame team that I think is coming into this game, a little bit of lack of motivation. They've got USC on deck next week, kind of looking past a Boston College team that, let's face it, there's no postseason of any sort for Boston College. This hasn't been a good season for the Eagles. So I think this is going to be their Super Bowl. I think you're going to see a motivated Boston College team. And Notre Dame this season haven't been good as favorites. 1-5 against the spread as a favorite this year. 0-5 against the spread as a double-digit favorite. They have a pair of outright losses and another pair of games that were decided by one score. So I think Boston College money line definitely on the table here, but I like Boston College plus the points.
Al Niños.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kansas here to keep it close against Texas. Texas obviously would want to bounce back off that game last week, but getting 9 points I think is a pretty good spot to be in here with Kansas.
Might want to throw a little something on the money line in that one too. Steve Sarkisian show could be coming to a close in Austin. Jay, you're muted, but if you're saying Texas, no one wants to hear it anyway.
I was gonna say I wasn't gonna talk about that game, but Texas is. I like the bounce back spot for them.
Oh yeah, because they've been so good on the road this season.
Hey, Ewers had a bad game last week. I think he comes back.
He had a
today.
bad game because he sucks. He clearly doesn't understand the concept of the offense. It's like Sarkisian this is his same shtick that he's done every single place he's been. His offense gets more complicated every single week, and he's got a quarterback that's just he can't figure it out, man. It's just like he's standing in the pocket, like trying to figure out what he's supposed to do. So he just throws it into the third row. I mean, it's like that's what he does.
Ninos, you put me in that spot. No, I'm just but the game I was going to talk about, I like Clemson is with you. I think they slaughter Miami today. Clemson still fighting for that playoff spot. They can get in there at 9. I know that they took the loss, but there's still outside chance that Clemson can get in, and style points will go a long way for this Clemson team. And we've seen Miami lose to worse teams than Clemson. This team and be slacked by worse teams. Florida State, they lost to Middle Tennessee. Clemson today could definitely run up the score on Miami, so that's the one I like. And then plus money, take NC State against Louisville. I don't really like this Louisville team.
When Miami loses big games on the road like this against the big ranked teams with bad teams like this year's Miami pass defense, they lose big.
Yeah,
I mean, it's traditionally they get hammered in spots like this. If they're a good team, they take Clemson to the mat here and win it on the road. But it's like when they have a bad team, oh man, it's as a Miami fan, it's a change the channel situation. It's there's nothing fun about it. It's like the Florida State game, exactly. And that game was home. As bad as that thing was.
Yeah.
I'm with Al Niños here. I have a premium pick on Kansas, so free premium pick for everybody for our celebrating our 99,000 subscribers. I got a premium pick on Kansas. I have a bet on them at plus 260 on the money line as well. I think that's actually the stronger and easier play here. I think this is an easy win for Kansas. Texas in an absolute letdown spot. Steve Sarkisian has lost his team, and it's like once the coach has lost the team. When the team just stops buying into what the coach is selling, when we saw them quit on the field last week against TCU, I think it was pretty obvious that this team is really headed south. And it's like when you go to Texas and you sign with Texas in the days of the transfer portal, they are in really deep doo-doo as well, because what's going to happen now is they're going to have a massive exodus of all their talent. And these guys are probably spending more time working the transfer portal and figuring it out right now than they are concentrating on games. Because when you sign to go to Texas, you do not sign to go to the Liberty Bowl. And that's where you're going. And that's where you're going, man. They're going to get spanked, man, at Kansas. They've gotten crushed at Kansas every single time for the last 8 years or something. I mean, they haven't won at Kansas in forever, right? It's like covered at least. Let's see what's going on here. Kansas. It is covering the spread as underdogs against Texas 5 years in a row. Rock, chalk, Jay Hawk. Me and Al Niños. We're going to watch that game together.
Let's go.
I got
It'll be better. And for those of you watching the game in
Come
Colorado,
on, Chris.
you'll enjoy it twice as much.
Yeah. Jay and I are going to bring the big bags of nacho cheese.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, I just need to know who the 48% are. I'm not mad. It's not a witch hunt. I just need to know.
48%.
I can't believe I don't even understand the 48%. You know,
Is that how much of your bankroll you put on Kansas?
no, that's what percent of the voters voted
No, I'm just
against
kidding.
magic mushrooms in Colorado. It doesn't even make sense. It's like, why would 48% of the people in Colorado voted against mushrooms? Who the hell do they think they are?
They get around it. They use it as a pizza topping.
Must have been high or something.
I don't even understand how do they not vote for it?
They showed up to the election high and checked off the wrong box.
I think so. It's like one of those things. Like it's like if you vote yes, it means no. No means yes. It's like the election things. They do that all the time.
The yes box kept moving. I couldn't.
It's not a witch hunt. We just want to know. I'm just trying to understand it. Where's Rod Sawacki? Is he lost in his sous vide with a bag of cheese?
Oh boy, imagine if it's like, oh man, I can't imagine. Maybe it's technology issues again.
Oh man. Anyways, Minnesota taking on Iowa. This has got to be for a trophy of some kind. Auburn against Western Kentucky. Temple versus Cincinnati. UTEP FIU. Texas State, Arkansas State. North Carolina, Georgia Tech. Man, I love college football Saturday. This is the best. You got. So is it the game or the big game? Cal Stanford. I think it's the game. It might be the big game. Ohio State, Michigan is one, and Cal Stanford is the other. One's the big game, one's the game. Georgia Southern versus Marshall. The band is on the field.
It's the big game.
The big game. Iowa State, Texas Tech. South Carolina, Tennessee. Wyoming, Boise. What's the weather for this one? Laramie. 22 degrees. Heat wave. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. The Bedlam series. Arkansas, Ole Miss. The Sam Pittman finale. I think he's gone too. It's gonna be like Axe Fest this year, man. In head coaching. Missouri versus New Mexico State. UCLA, USC. Hopefully they're both wearing their home uniforms. That's what they traditionally do in this game since I'd say about the last 10 years. They've been doing that. It's fun to see them both in their home uniforms for it. Wake versus Syracuse. LSU against UAB. Supposed to be horrific weather on the Bayou for that one. Washington, Colorado. Air Force, Colorado State. If that one's got to be in the snow. I mean, if that one's not in the snow, then I'm not watching. Utah State against San Jose State. Nevada versus Fresno State. Oregon, Utah. These teams have played each other 3 times in the last 2 years, right? 4 times in the last 2 years. Hawaii versus UNLV. And Buffalo Akron is postponed, Ron.
I know. I was looking for that one. I was like, where is the line for this game? And then I say PPD, and I was like, gotcha.
Yeah. Do you think they'll do it on Championship Saturday? That's what they do a lot of times. They move these games back, and it's kind of like, it's like
I don't know. Is Buffalo eliminated from making the MAC title?
No, but
I don't know.
But they would need a win.
Akron
They need one more win for bowl eligibility. I
Yeah.
don't know if that means anything.
I think they'll make up that game somehow. That's what they get for not putting on them action. But yeah, I'm going to take Utah State here. Right now, I think they're the favorites now. I believe they opened up as a dog, but San Jose State just not looking the same way we saw them at the beginning of the season, coming off a loss to San Diego State, 43-27. The offense really struggling. I mean, they're not running the football much at all. They've had under 100 rushing yards each of the last 4 games. And I don't think their secondary is good enough, especially because they don't really have a lot of time in the pocket. I mean, they're getting sacked on 10.3% of their passing plays this season. Utah State's no fantastic defense, but I do like Cooper Lega as the quarterback. Logan Bonner was not the quarterback that Utah State thought he was going to be this season, but Lega's got just a And he's a two-way player. He's a pretty good runner. He's already got just under 200 rushing yards on the season, even though he hasn't even started a lot of games this year. Good 61% completion percentage as a backup QB. You'll take that all day long. I think Utah State's the better team, so I'm going to take him here at home.
Big Al.
I'm going to look at the SEC matchup between Tennessee and South Carolina. The Gamecocks playing their final home game of the season today. They were smashed last week by Florida, 38-6. Now they're 6-4 on the season, but winning teams off blowout conference losses by more than 20 points. If they're playing a conference foe off a straight up and against the spread win, those teams off the blowout losses have done quite well, 199 and 144 ATS. I'll take the 22.5 with the Gamecocks.
Gutsy.
Not that gutsy.
I think it's pretty gutsy. Have you seen Spencer Rattler play quarterback recently?
That's what you get 22.5 points for, Mitch.
I'll use that. I'll use a couple of my Spanish words that I know outside of the swear words. No bueno. Jovan.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, look at this Ole Miss Arkansas game. Yeah, last week both of these teams did put up commendable defensive efforts, but I think in this one we're gonna have a track meet. KJ Jefferson, he should be back for this one. And Ole Miss, I know they're gonna have some tricks up their sleeve with Lane Kiffin calling the shots. So give me the over in this game on the Ole Miss and Arkansas game. Also, I'm gonna take the over in the Tennessee South Carolina game. It's just one of those things where Tennessee, if they're not playing Georgia, they're rolling. So they could put up most of this on their own if time allows. And South Carolina, I think they're gonna get their share of points also. So give me the over in that game.
Any chance Pittman gets fired on the field like Brett Bielema did at Arkansas? It is kind of now become a tradition.
Oh no, that would definitely happen if they lose this game.
They fire the coach on the field in front of the fans. That's it's how they do it at Arkansas. Brett Bielema was so mad he got fired on the field. It's like he called it classless. They were like with your record, you can say anything about anybody. It's like, oh man, Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the over between Oregon and Utah. I know Utah's defense has looked really good in their last couple of games. They beat Stanford 42-7, Washington State 21-17. But you look at what Utah's done against the other two teams in sort of the Big Four in the Pac-12, not counting UCLA. They gave up 42 points in a win over USC, gave up 42 to UCLA in a 42-32 loss. I think the Oregon the Oregon offense last week was the first time since the loss to Georgia where they didn't score into the 40s. I think they're going to get a bit of a bounce back performance here, but I also expect Utah to get their fair share of scoring as well against what's been a fairly suspect Oregon defense. It's given up their fair share of points this season. This one's already dropped to 59.5. I think it's headed in the wrong direction. I like the over.
Those Oregon games, when you watch them, it's like almost like flag football. It's like,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's like up and down the field. El Niños.
I like Ole Miss here. I think they get the job done over the Razorbacks, and I like USC over the Bruins as well. That should be a good game. High scoring game. It's a high total. It's probably still lean to the over. That they've been trending that way. But I think USC gets the job done there. And as much as I hate to disagree with Ron, I think San Jose State's the play on that one.
Can we bet against Texas again? That's really the question here.
Is San Jose State just an anti-Ron play, or what's your reasoning?
No, I just think they're the better team. Yeah, they haven't played great. I think they bounce back here. I know, interesting line, but I just think they're the better team.
Listen, nothing wrong with an anti-Ron play.
No. I mean, if anything, I respect your opinion on that, but
thank you.
Yeah,
I respect
leaning the other way.
Those anti-Ron plays hit more than you think.
I respect everybody here except Ruffalo. And it's not
Michigan
Joe
State. That's all I'm saying.
Michigan.
I did mean it when I said I didn't like going against Ron. I didn't mean that part.
That's okay. I did.
Jay, go play the piano.
For me, I like 2 dogs in this slot. Give me Oklahoma State, man. This Oklahoma team is trash. 5-5 on the season, one of the worst Oklahoma teams we've seen. Oklahoma State, they're a good football team. The only reason they're 6-3 or 7-3 on the season is because
Good is good. I mean, good. I don't know about that. I agree with Oklahoma is bad, but Oklahoma State good.
Oklahoma bad. Oklahoma
48
State
nothing,
good.
right? Kansas State. 48.
Yeah,
That's what we call a whitewash.
Yeah, I know, and I know Oklahoma typically wins this series. It's coming to an end, but Oklahoma State walks out of here with 2 wins to end it. Oklahoma doesn't make a bowl this season. They lose this week and they lose next week to Texas Tech, and they don't make a bowl. Big prediction for me. Forget Oklahoma. They lose today. And the second one, Texas Tech gets the outright win against ISU today as well. Texas Tech, I like what I've seen from them this season. They've been battling this season. Coach McGuire, first season down there in Texas Tech. I think that they do end positive. And I like them on the road today to beat Iowa State.
So
Take Oklahoma State on the money line.
So Oklahoma State. The offenses average a combined close to 900 yards per game, and the defenses allow 900 yards per game. That means 1,800 yards. I know that's not really what it means because they're playing each other. We'll just say that it is. And the total is only 66.5. If you go 1,800 divided by 100, the length of the football field, that means 18 touchdowns. I like the over. Quick math. That's if the end zone doesn't get in the way of some shorter plays. I also like Syracuse against Wake Forest. Wake has just fallen apart at the seams. They're terrible. Terrible. Syracuse, I think, is just going to run it up the gut on them. Punch it up the gut. And I think that Syracuse's weakness is the interior defensive line, and I don't think Wake can take advantage of that. Syracuse money line. Syracuse alternate line laying points. The further we go, it's the more the
talk yourself into it.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the NBA. I got pushed on last night by the Pistons trying to convert my 3-pack. That was horrid. But how about those Cavaliers with the overtime cover? The best covers are 9.5-point favorites that win by 10 in overtime. That was the best, man. That was awesome.
Last night, NBA was stressful.
It was stressful, man. I had the Pacers too, man. They were stressing me out down to the final shot.
Hey, I had the Wizards stressing all game.
Oh, man. Well,
came back and got it against the Heat, who were playing 7 players.
I can't even bet on the Wizards anymore. It's too much. Anyways, we got the Hawks and the Raptors, the Pacers and the Magic, the Sixers and the T-Wolves. I haven't seen any news on the Sixers, but I'm going to guess Embiid is not playing. I said this in my video when I did it, that you got to watch because when the Sixers play back-to-back, they are a team that sits everybody on the back-to-back. So my guess is that's what's happened here, and that's why the line is smooth 5.5 points. Blazers and the Jazz coming up big last night with an outrighter against the Suns. And a good one. They held on. I mean, they held on. They won by 1, right?
1 point. 1 point.
And then the Clippers against the Spurs. It's the Kawhi Bowl. Will he even play? I don't know. I love the way he plays and then complains about how he can't play. You know, it's like, I'm going to play, but I'm only going to score 6 points because I don't want to push it. You know, I don't want to score too many. It's a 2-year recovery process. This guy really plays at his own speed. The thing is, he delivers. He does deliver when it comes down to it. Ron, anything in the NBA tonight?
Yeah, I just have one premium in the NBA, and that's really the only game I like. I think the numbers otherwise are pretty much dead on. I would take a small lean with the Portland Trailblazers, but not in love with it. I kind of like see if that line can drop a little bit and you can get 3, but nothing crazy for me in the NBA other than my premium.
Big Al, what do you think about Kawhi Leonard?
I hate him. That's what I think of Kawhi.
He won for you, though, right? He won for you.
They were going to win without him. I mean, he was just a complimentary player, good player, but a complimentary player on the 2014 team. But I mean, he's got issues. Not a fan.
How about Mark Cuban last night on Shark Tank? The guy's pitching a thing to him, show him the Golden State Warriors version of it, and he says, "I'm out." The second they do that,
I missed that. I see a lot of Shark
He's
Tank.
like, they hold up thing. He's like, we even have NBA branded, and they hold up the Golden State Warriors, and he didn't finish the pitch. Cuban's like, "I'm out." I respected the hell out of it. I could see myself doing the same thing.
As far as this NBA goes, I'm going to lay the points with the Timberwolves. Philadelphia in a horrible situation here. They're off a home dog win yesterday, so they're playing without rest, and now they're home dog again. Bad situation for Philly. Minnesota off back-to-back wins. Minnesota also off the previous 2 days. I'll take the Timberwolves.
Javon.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo those sentiments from Big Al. Just bad spot, and coupled with the fact that Embiid might not play. There's really no choice in the matter. Gotta take the Timberwolves in that scenario. Looking at this Orlando Indiana game, Orlando showed some grit, with winning their last ball game, and they still have some pieces. It's not just Banchero on that roster. They got other guys. Suggs did his thing, game winner. So who are the Pacers to give up 6 points? Let me get the Magic.
Chris.
Yeah, the two I like for NBA, I like the over in that Pacers Magic game. I think it's defense optional all day in that one. And the other one I like Utah plus the points against Portland. This game for me was like asking which one of my kids I love more because they've both been so good to me this season. But Utah as an underdog of at least 3 points this season, 8-2 against the spread, at least, and 4-1 against the spread when they're getting between 3 and 4.5 points. So I think this is sort of that sweet spot for the Jazz. I think they keep this one within one possession. I'm going to take the Jazz plus the points.
El Niños.
Yeah, be careful banking on Embiid not playing. He did play in their last back-to-back, and if he plays, I think it's a decent spot for them. I mean, obviously not ideal on the back-to-back, but I think they can beat the Wolves if he does play. And I agree with Jovan. I like the Magic getting the points there. I think that one is a pretty close game. Could go either way.
G. Briggs.
Yes, sir. For me and these, y'all know me. If y'all watch the jam session, we got to take the Hawks at home. Perfect bounce back spot for these boys tonight. Raptors missing damn near the whole team. Hawks bounce back. Think they bounce back in a big way. Clippers, this is the spot here. Yeah, I don't really like typically betting the Clippers, but if there was a spot where they blow a team out, this should be the night. They're healthy. Spurs look absolutely terrible. You got to take the Clippers tonight. Tonight should be the night they blow out, kind of like the Mavericks last night. Trends are meant to be broken, and I think they kind of do it. And the last one, you got to go with the Jazz, man. The Blazers, I'm with Chris in that one, man. I like both of these teams. I really do. But I'm going to continue to ride my Jazz, man. They ended their little losing streak they were on last night in a great game. Louis Marketing was hooping. I think that they can I would sprinkle some on Jazz money line. When the Jazz get on a little roll, they typically on the road. The Blazers lost their last one. I think the Blazers are kind of due for a little losing streak. And I think that it could begin here today. So give me the Jazz in that one as well.
Big Al has got his Wembanyama jersey back out from the drawer after that disappointing fast start by the Spurs. Now in his 2-8 run, he's back in the fold for the Wembanyama sweepstakes. There's a team that knows what to do with the number one pick. These are the guys. They've done well with it.
I have a feeling Houston's going to get him, but
I don't think so. I
I got a shot. I don't know.
They're all going to brick for Vic.
It's tough in the NBA because the lottery
at best you have a 14.2% chance. So you can't bank on it.
It's and plus if the Lakers are in there with you, they're gonna have It's like what the year that Patrick Ewing when they folded over the corner on the envelope for the Knicks. You know.
Yeah, but the
the
Lakers
Pelicans
can't
have
get it.
theirs.
Lakers pick
Yeah.
goes to New Orleans. So
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So maybe could be.
Lakers might go on a little run, y'all, if y'all look at their schedule.
Jay, they stink.
I know, but you got to go look at it. They 2 back-to-back. They might go on a little run
The
here.
problem is they're just one game away from LeBron missing a month. I mean, it's just
They have 2 guys. The whole team runs through 2 guys.
yeah, it's horrible.
They might go on a little run.
Anthony Davis looks hurt, man, all the time now. He's always hurt when he's out there. It's kind of what's the guy that I used to see in Vegas at the fights? He was on the Lakers. Andrew Bynum. I used to always see him at the fights in Vegas, and he always had the walking boot on. Always.
Yeah, well, I love the new nickname for Anthony Davis. His new nickname is Anthony Data Davis.
Yeah, street clothes, Anthony Davis. That's what Charles Barkley calls him.
He is a good player, though, man.
He is a good player, but he
was good.
Play.
Anyway, I like the Clippers in that one against the Spurs. I think that one could be 98-80 type game. 98-86.
Yep.
Something in that range. It's going to be a bad one. I also like the Pacers. I've been riding them till the wheels fall off, and I will continue to ride them.
I don't believe in Magic.
No, I believe in the Pacers. I love mid-market teams. I love small mid-market teams, and I just think that they're the team this year. That's that kind of small mid-market team where you always get value. The Pacers always sneak into the playoffs, and the Wizards too. They always sneak in. Magic, I think, they're going to be 2 up and down for me. Anyways, go to our next sport, which is NHL. Without Rod, feel naked here. Let's see.
Damn, a lot of games.
There's a lot of games. Chris, or Ron, any of these NHL games do it for you outside of betting against the Flames?
Actually, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I like the Panthers against the Flames.
It's a pick dogs tradition.
I didn't even know that, but now I'm a part of the tradition.
Oh, we bet against the Flames every morning.
Oh, all right. Well, here I am betting against the Flames. I think the Panthers got off to obviously a slower start than what we were expecting because the President's Trophy last year, but I still think they're the best team in the NHL, in my opinion. I think a good time for a futures bet because you're getting some value with them because of that slow start, but I like Florida at home in this one. And I like the Dallas Stars over my New York Islanders, unfortunately.
Rod has appointments for his car and plumbing parts for a clogged sink. I told him not to empty the fryolator into there.
I just really hope they're not in the same place.
Yes. We could read off his premium picks that he sent me for the VIP show.
He sent them to me too, just as a backup.
Sure that.
I'll go over like a lead balloon.
Big Al, any of these hockey games?
I mean, I've got one play for sale on the premium side. It's ugly. I would take Ottawa plus $1.25, $1.30.
Got a few giant favorites out here. Jovan, we're going to just gloss right over you. Chris? The Bruins are minus 450 today.
I was just about to say, so much for taking any sort of value with the Boston Bruins. Even the puck line, I think, sitting around minus 170. So, I did like the Boston Bruins, but not at that price. Just trying to skim over the card. We did videos on each of these games, so it's just hard to pick out one. But I'll probably go with the St. Louis Blues on the puck line. I think the Blues have started to right the ship. And this has been a very streaky team, but right now they're on a hot streak. And I think against an Anaheim Ducks team, it's 2-8 on the road this season. I got to think that maybe St. Louis comes out and wins that one 4-1. So I'll take the St. Louis Blues on the puck line.
How about the Lightning? You like the Lightning against the worst name in sports?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I like the Lightning as well.
El Niños?
I could honestly almost bet every single game on this card.
Well, Go ahead and do it. Don't let us stop you.
I have a few premium plays, so I'll go with the Avalanche. I'll go with. I agree, Stars decent spot, but not my favorite play there. I think the Kraken are in a good spot. Vegas obviously been playing the much better hockey, but that should be a good game. I would lean Vegas though. And my final lean, and what should be another good game. I would take the Penguins here over the Jets that have been very, very good at home. So that one is really tough. Probably better to watch than bet that one, but I'm still leaning Penguins there.
Jay.
For me in hockey, I would lean Vegas. Like Al said, they're playing good hockey right now. I wish my guy Rod was here. You know me, I love taking just shots with the Ducks on the weekend, so I would sprinkle a little bit on the Ducks money line. And then, of course, I'm going to take my Stars here today against Ron. I thought Ron was going to take his Islanders today, but I guess he's not. So
No,
yeah.
I'm not Jay Briggs.
Yeah, so give me my Stars today.
Even though I got Islanders Cup and Islanders this and that.
It's the only cup the Islanders have.
I have my Islanders picture too.
I think we got more cups than the Maple Leafs do in the last millennium.
Yeah, shut up.
I got my Islanders picture. Here you go.
As soon as I said that, I instantly regretted it. I was like,
1, 2, 3, 4. I wasn't even born yet.
He's a swimmer.
That's me with my Cowboys, man. Hey, I feel you.
None of you got nothing on the Leafs, okay? We're talking 55 years.
We're talking the Cleveland Guardians of not. I mean, Maple Leafs have been around since
That has
sliced bread.
that has to
I'll
be
take
one
the
of most-
Sabres, speaking of which, against the
disappointing
Maple
ones.
Leafs. Way too much value here. I mean, you bet against Toronto. It has been a cash machine. You can take the puck line here as well, where the Maple Leafs have been exceptionally bad. 1-9 on the puck line at home this season. So Mitchie Pucks is all over the puck line here with the Sabres. It's a giftopotamus, as they say. I also like Montreal against the Flyers because I'm sure if Rod was here, he'd be on the Flyers because he's been humping up on them like no one's business. It's not the premium pick that he sent me, but that's who he's been on. He loves Hart. He wants to marry him. He falls in love with goalies. Bennington, Hart. Chris, who else does he like? And he also hates the Edmonton boy, Jack, whatever.
Campbell.
His name is.
Yeah,
Hates
he
his
hates
guts.
Campbell.
Campbell.
Hates his guts. But I also like whoever's playing Calgary, because this is the situation. I mean, this is the reality of the situation. Their star player said, I'll take less money and play in Columbus, Ohio than play for you guys. That's what his opinion was of that team.
Well, that's all
And
I
that
got.
is, any way you slice it, that is what happened. It's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I'm taking the other team. Whoever they're playing, I don't even care.
Florida.
not in
It's the trade game. This is one of the bigger trades in the offseason. They swapped stars, and now they face off, I think, for the first time.
Another old flamer going up against them today.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know any players in the NHL except for the ones that Rod humps up on. Jack Campbell,
Connor McDavid.
Carter Hart. I just don't like it. I just don't like most of the NHL logos.
We can have a standalone show on what's wrong with each and every logo.
We've already done that before.
Yes, I know we have, but I'm saying we can just have a refresher, if you will.
We've already done it.
What's wrong with the Penguins logo?
Nothing. That's one of the ones that we like, but we don't understand the diamond.
It's because of the Pittsburgh Triangle. They call it the Golden Triangle downtown.
Look at this, Chris. Educational segment. We spent probably 40 minutes trying to figure out amongst us, taking wild guesses at it. I thought each side represented a river for the three rivers.
Yeah, the downtown area around Point State Park is called the Golden Triangle.
I
I
thought it
was
was
born right around here. Beautiful Long Island.
There you go, South Shore. South Side.
I thought it was Pittsburgh was the national nacho city of the world or something.
No, the Penguins are actually one of the logos that we like. That's one of the few that we like. Is that one, but we just never understood the diamond, but now we know.
The shorter list is the logos that Mitch actually does like.
Yeah, it is the shorter list. The Red Wings, that one.
I thought the Lightning logo was pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
old Lightning
So
logo,
crappy, man.
It's a cool logo, I thought.
How about this?
like the
the
2010s.
worst is still the smudge. It's still the worst. I mean, it took me 2 years to realize it was a bear head, and I needed someone to walk me through it.
You saw the first time you saw the Minnesota Wild logo. It's like who dropped the hot dog and left the splatter of the mustard, ketchup, and relish on the counter.
It is. It's like that's what it looks like. I thought it looked like a swarm, like a cyclone. It just looked like a smudge of something.
I think the most confusing one was the Columbus Blue Jackets.
The Ohio flag wrapped around a star. What does
Yeah.
the star have to do with anything? There's no blue jacket involved in the logo.
I mean, most of the older NHL logos are terrific, and then most of the newer ones suck.
But I would say
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That's pretty much it.
I love the old Panthers logo with the cat.
Oh, the
yeah.
pouncing one.
Yeah, I love that logo.
This is
I don't
my
like the new
Panthers
one.
logo impersonation.
There you go. That's what it would look like. Just like that, but lift your hat up a little bit.
Can we get that on a T-shirt, just like the Panther logo with Mitch's head superimposed on it?
Pick Panthers.
Didn't Winnipeg used to have a better symbol than this too? A better logo.
They used to have like the jet, like where the J was the hockey stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was wrong with that?
Nothing.
Bring back the Quebec Nordiques.
I love that jersey.
It's like this is terrible. The Red Wings are the best.
Red Wings, the old Quebec Nordique. I mean, there's St. Louis Blues is terrific. One of the better logos in all of sport.
The Red Wings
like St.
red
Louis.
jersey with the red pants. That's the ticket.
I got my fisherman jersey coming in the mail. The Islanders, the fish sticks,
Nice.
teal.
What about? Do they still have the Orlando Solar Bears minor league?
Yeah,
That's
Solar Bears?
ECHL, I think that is.
yeah.
Are they Solar Bears? What about the Hershey? And then there was the Hershey Bears.
That's AHL.
Yeah.
See, I know my minor league hockey.
Mitchy
The
Pucks.
Mighty Ducks logo from the movie.
That was the better. All right, we'll move on to college hoops. Everyone can say what they're selling today as well. I think we kind of heard it at the beginning. Niagara and Stetson from Ireland. There's not a giant card here. I guess it is pretty big. Everyone can just pick a few games and talk about them if they want. Central Arkansas Rider is already over. And it did go over too by 23.5 points. I didn't love today's card. Like when we did the videos, normally Chris and I can squeeze out a few. I barely got to my 5. Tomorrow is a great card. Ron, outside the rundown, what are games that you like here? Did you do the Anteaters and Pepperdine?
No.
Because BYU is not going to have Pepperdine to kick around anymore next year. Waving
I wasn't
goodbye to
crazy
the
about this
Waves.
card either.
They're waving
What'd you
goodbye
say?
to the Waves. BYU heading to the Big 12. It's like
I think it's good for them. But I wasn't crazy about this card either. I think there's a lot of good games to watch, but not a ton of value. I like South Dakota State. I mentioned that on the breakdown that these are two of my favorite teams to watch in college hoops, but I just think this is a really bad matchup for SFA this season, especially because they turn the ball over a lot, and South Dakota State can really take advantage of that in the fast break. And South Dakota State scoring a lot of points even without the 3 ball, and we know the Jackrabbits each and every year are going to be able to shoot the 3 pretty effectively, so that's pretty concerning if I'm an opposing defense. So I think South Dakota State wins that one by double digits. But I also like North Texas in a bounce back spot. I'm guessing because of where the line is right now that we can expect Tyler Perry to make his return, make his season debut. He's their best player by far, best shooter, best scorer, good defensively. Without him, they've really struggled offensively. I mean, last game, 33 points against St. Mary's. But if he is back in the lineup, I do like North Texas' chances. I think their defense is still top 75 in the country. I think their offense gets going with him. So I'll lay the points with North Texas. And I've got 8 total plays, by the way, on the premium site.
For college hoops?
No, 8, 6 of them college football, 1 college basketball, and 1 NBA.
All right. Big Al?
I'll take a look here. Game goes at 4:00. Northern Colorado versus San Jose. It's a rematch of a game won last season by San Jose. They upset Northern Colorado as a 3.5-point underdog. I'll take Northern Colorado in the revenge match. Right now, the line's 5.5. I've got 8 college basketball plays for sale. I've got 3 of them in a triple pack, 5 of them in a 5-pack. Then I've got 13 college football plays, including my Pac-12 game of the month. Then I've got 1 hockey, and then I've got 3 NBA in a triple pack.
Tim Miles doing a nice job at San Jose. I don't know about that. Kind of like him. He was good at Colorado State before he went to the death trap of college coaching. You've been offered the Nebraska job. It's like, why would you take it, man? It's like, why would you take that? Jovan, taking the Nebraska job anytime soon?
Yeah, how much they paying?
Right. There's not enough. It would kill your coaching career.
That's why you get paid.
Right.
It would kill your coaching career.
Yeah, but I'm gonna look at this Belmont George Mason game. I don't know what's going on with Belmont. They're 1-3, 0-4 against the spread. And with that said, I'm gonna lay the points with George Mason, who lost to Boston College, I believe, their last game. So I bounce back spot for them, neutral site game. I'm gonna lay the points. It's just to prove it. Belmont's gonna have to prove something to me, before I take a look on their side. Syracuse playing Northeastern. It's at Syracuse, and Northeastern's just a bad team, and Syracuse did 1-1 in the early going, but they should be able to muster up an 18-point win in this one. So I'll take Syracuse. What else? One more. You know what? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. North Texas, I love taking the unders, so I'm just gonna take the under in that one just on the strength. It's 115. It's real low, so you got to stomach. If they press up against that number, get to one of these teams get to 50, 57, 58 or whatever. You might have to stomach especially if it's a close game and both those teams are rubbing up against those numbers. I don't know if you can stomach it, but I'll take the Fresno North Texas game.
Chris?
Yeah, there's a couple I like here. I like St. Louis laying the points against Maryland. I'm really high on the St. Louis team. It looked really good against Memphis, and I just think they're the better team against the Terrapins. So I'll go with St. Louis in that one. I'm gonna hold my nose and take Evansville plus the 13.5 against SMU. I don't think SMU should be laying 13.5 points against anybody right now. This is not a good SMU team in Evansville. They held St. Louis in check for about 32 to 35 minutes of that game before letting it get out of hand late. Still snuck in the back door and covered that game, but yeah, maybe it's more of an anti-SMU play than anything else. And the last one that I like the over between Hofstra and St. Mary's. I know St. Mary's defense has been absolutely outstanding this year, but Hofstra's going to be the best offense that I think St. Mary's will have faced. And not only that, St. Mary's, at least early on, was playing to the style of their opponent. They went 78-70 with Oral Roberts, and then they held North Texas to 63-33 in a defensive slugfest. I think 137.5 just too low. I think this one gets just up over 140, so I like the over between Hofstra and St. Mary's. And on the premium side today, I still have a 3-pack on the board. I also got my $15 college football platinum play, and I also got my my college hoops fast break on the board as well for $25. And use that promo code PICK, get some long term. And we've got NFL action tomorrow as well as lots of college hoops, NBA. So check it out, make some money.
What's your platinum play today?
It's one of the matchups on the board. I can't tell you exactly. I got to remember where it is on the board, but it's one of say 100 teams on the board today.
El Ninos.
I like Bryant laying the points against FIU and a small lean to Providence on the money line against Miami. I wasn't in love with the college basketball card today, though.
Miami's stacked. Providence rebuilding. Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bracket busters from last year. Give me St. Peter's against St. Francis. Just a little small game and not a lot of odds on. I think St. Peter's is definitely the better team. I think they can lay that 3.5. I'm also gonna go to. I like North Texas with you guys as well, but I'm gonna go to. If I can find it, it was one more. 1 second. I don't know where it went. Well, yeah, I like those two. In college basketball today, like we said, not the best college basketball card today. We're ready for tomorrow. I have 9 college football plays up there today. I gotta load one more NBA. I have my $15 NBA Jam Session play up there right now. I still gotta load one more, and so that's what I got in action today. Or that's what it was. I would lay the points with Norfolk State against Alabama State. Norfolk State is a pretty decent team. Alabama A&M, not really. It's the HBUC challenge. We've already seen Norfolk State beat up on Florida A&M. I think they can beat up on Alabama A&M as well tonight.
I'm going to take Miami against Providence. I just think that this Miami team is loaded this season. I think Jim Larinaga this is his type of games. When they play in these tournament games, tournament style, that's where Jim Larinaga throughout his career has come up gigantic. I think that Ed Cooley, one of my favorite coaches in any sport, in all of college sports and all sports. Rebuilding project this year at Providence. He lost all of his best players. He has, doesn't have the guns this year. While Miami's got Wong and everybody else back. They had Kansas dead to rights at halftime in the Elite Eight last year after blowing out Auburn and to get to the Sweet 16. I think that this Providence team might just be a bad spot. Maybe later on in the season we might see a closer game, but I think in this one it's Miami is just too good. I also like in the late night game it was Irvine against Pepperdine. For some reason, Irvine has been really gotten the bastard stepchild treatment this season, but their conference always goes through Irvine. And they are always really good. They beat the crap out of Oregon this season already. They beat the snot out of them. I don't remember what the score was, but I can look it up quickly. They beat Oregon at Oregon 69-56. They were getting 15.5 in that one. So they've just been disrespected all the season. Anteaters all day and twice on Saturday. All right, parlay time. Ron Romanelli.
All righty. Can you come back?
I know what it is going to be. Michigan State. 14 parlay.
Yeah. 14. All right. Let's do Florida Panthers money line in hockey. Let's do. Let's see. Florida Panthers money line. I'm going to do 2-teamer Florida Panthers money line. South Dakota State laying the points against Stephen F. Austin.
Big out.
Oh, I will go with Army in football, the Timberwolves in basketball, and Northern Colorado in college basketball.
Jovan.
These are going to be dual three picks, a dual 3-team parlays. So one's a spread, one's a money line. They're the same games, but it's Duke, West Virginia, and BC. Take it on the spread, take it on the money line. There you have it.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to go with TCU. I'm going to go with Boston College plus the points, and I'll go with the St. Louis Billikens in basketball.
Al Niños.
Kansas, Duke, and one I missed, and I actually saw someone mention in the comments, Texas Tech. I like them. If not, I'll go Ole Miss if you want to add a fourth one. But I like those three: Kansas, Duke, and Texas Tech.
We're going mixed sport with me today. We're going to take the Hawks at home to bounce back against the injured Raps. We're going to take the Timberwolves on the money line. We're gonna take the Clippers in a blowout. We're gonna take TCU on the money line. No, with TCU we're gonna take the points, and then we're gonna take Texas Tech on the money line in that one. So yeah, a little 4-teamer for y'all today.
This is about as easy as it gets. Liberty, Wisconsin, Kentucky. It's that easy. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. Appreciate each and every one.